Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now time for the nation's sharpest opinion. And I come to you tonight with a matter of great concern, a very major news development, which is not being brought to your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, since yesterday, there have been continuous drone bombings in Manipur. I don't know why the national media is not reporting it. Ladies and gentlemen, it started at 2 o'clock yesterday and it continued till 9:30 p.m. And I just got a news update half an hour back that there is a second series of drone bombings in Manipur. Ladies and gentlemen, I will put the pictures of some of these drone bombs and some of these drone attacks in Manipur. Foreign funded drone attacks. Not these pictures, the other ones, please, viewers. Foreign funded drone attacks have been going on in Manipur. These attacks have been more than 50 in number, which means there have been 50 aerial drone bombings in Manipur. And today the bombings have begun all over again. Viewers, these attacks have been carried out by very, very sophisticated drones. They've been carried out by the Kukchi National Army, or KNF. I spoke to some security personnel just before coming into the program, and they told me that without doubt there is a major foreign hand in this. There is, in their words, the involvement of highly trained professionals with technical expertise and support, which means foreign armies are carrying out and supporting drone attacks on Indian territory. This is as good as an indirect, covert, foreign military operation. Viewers, the Kukchi National Army is being supported by the Chinese. And we all know that the Chinese have been working very hard to escalate the situation in Manipur. Chinese weapons have been found, and the kind of drone bombings, and you're seeing some dramatic pictures on your screen, the kind of drone bombings that we've seen there in Manipur, ladies and gentlemen, exactly the kind of drone bombings that are used by private armies who are fighting the military junta in parts of northern Myanmar. And all of them have got these weapons, these drones, this ammunition, this sophisticated technology from the Chinese. Ladies and gentlemen, this proves that the Chinese are behind the situation in Manipur. This is not just an ethnic conflict. This is clearly a Chinese conspiracy. The problem is that every time we try to solve the situation, Rahul Gandhi jumps straight in there. He flies in, he provokes the situation, he incites a little bit, and he goes back again. Connect the dots, ladies and gentlemen. Rahul Gandhi has also signed a secret agreement with the Chinese more than 10, 12, 13 years back. You remember the picture, ladies and gentlemen, of Rahul Gandhi signing an agreement with the Chinese in the presence of Xi Jinping and Sonia Gandhi. And now Rahul Gandhi is indirectly supporting the Chinese while they are supporting drone attacks on our soil. There is an indisputable Chinese hand behind the drone attacks, ladies and gentlemen, because these forces, the KNF, are supported by the PDF of Myanmar. The PDF is the military wing of the NUG, the National League of Democracy. And since May 2021, the PDF is controlling large parts of northern Myanmar, and they are being supported by the Chinese. So without doubt, indirectly, this is direct Chinese intervention in Manipur. I wonder why Rahul Gandhi continues to incite the situation. Viewers, also keep in mind that the Americans are involved in Manipur. The Manipur government recently banned a group because it was found to be a frontal organization receiving funding from the United States. So the Chinese are having a play and getting intervening in Manipur, and the Americans also are slowly getting involved. In fact, in April 2023, when the situation in Manipur was about to flare up, before the ethnic violence started, a whole lot of American and Western media journalists had landed up in April 2023 in Churachandpur before the ethnic flare-up. How did they know what was going to happen? How did they know that there would be bloodshed, there would be conflict? Why were they in advance? Can you believe it, viewers? How did parts of the American and Western media land up before an event happened? It is like a media person landing up in a place before a major news event happens. It can only happen if someone had tipped them off. Point I'm trying to make, viewers, is consider the larger situation I'm trying to describe before you. The Chinese are pushing Manipur and pushing India's northeast from the Myanmarese side. They have supported drone attacks on our soil. And the problem with our politicians like Rahul Gandhi is they will only use the situation in Manipur to do politics, where they know very well that it's a national security issue. The Congress party knows very well that there is Chinese involvement in arming groups in Manipur who are now carrying out drone attacks on our own people, on our own villages, on our soil. Manipur is not a political situation. It is clearly a situation where the deep states of China and America are directly involved. Now, on the other side, you have the Americans who are now controlling Bangladesh. And with radical groups like the Jamaat-e-Islami, they can open up the borders from the Bangladeshi side. The Chinese are opening up, attacking our borders from the Myanmarese side, and sandwiched in the middle of that is our most precious and beloved northeastern part of India. That is why I'm making this appeal tonight, viewers. Manipur is a grave national security situation. The entire situation in Manipur, Myanmar, on the India-Bangladesh border, on the India-Myanmar border is very much on the tenterhooks. Today, I would say our nation is under attack in Manipur. When there are drone attacks being carried out using foreign weapons on our soil, will we still do politics over it? I spoke to some security people, people on the ground, people in uniform, and I asked them, what do you feel about the politics? They said, it's so terrible. Brave security men who I spoke to said this is a national security issue, this is a battle for India's national interest, our supreme national interest, and we feel very disappointed when people like Rahul Gandhi fly in, flare up the situation a little bit and go back. The question we should all ask is tonight, will we unite for Manipur? It is not easy to handle a situation there. I'm not saying everything the government has done is right in Manipur, but mistakes have been made for a long time, not just over the last few years. But when we know today that the Americans on the one side through Myanmar, through Bangladesh are trying to intervene in Manipur, in India's northeast, when we know that the Chinese are supporting drone attacks on our side from the Myanmarese side, when we know the nation is under threat, when we know the nation is under attack, will we still do shallow politics over it? The time has come for us to take a deep look at what the reality of the situation in Manipur is all about. And we need to realize that if we allow the Americans in, if we allow the Chinese in, then our northeastern states will be under direct attack by the deep states of other countries. Viewers, one more point we need to keep in mind. The big fight between Sheikh Hasina and the Americans was over Sheikh Hasina's refusal to hand over parts of Bangladeshi territory, particular one island called St. Martin's Island, to the Americans to base their armed forces, their groups, their rebel, the American troops, to use it as a base to train rebels, to make sure that the rebels use the Bangladeshi route to enter into Myanmar. And now that the Americans have control over Bangladesh, they will do everything possible to push from the Bangladeshi side, and hence the northeastern part of India is going to get sandwiched between American interests being pushed through the military government in Bangladesh and Chinese interests being pushed through these terrorist groups and rebel groups from Myanmar. We still have the opportunity. I once again want to share with you the most disturbing visuals of the drone attack that happened yesterday and are continuing to happen in Manipur. And I appeal to every Indian to spread the message that foreign powers are getting involved in the situation in Manipur. We need to support our security forces now. We need to stop the politics immediately. And we need to understand that if you do not have a solution to an issue, then the politicians should stop meddling as well. We'll keep a very, very close watch on the situation in Manipur, ladies and gentlemen. The foreign hand in Manipur is only the most recent example of the deep states of China and America intervening to gain control over parts of territory between northeastern parts of India, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Our national security is at stake. Our sovereignty, ladies and gentlemen, is at risk. We make a call tonight for national unity on Manipur. Zero politics from now on.
In May 2023, Manipur was embroiled in ethnic violence. This after a tribal solidarity march was organized in the hill districts to protest the Meiteis' demand for scheduled tribe status. But what looked like ethnic clashes has now taken a new turn. In a clear attempt to escalate tensions, Kuki insurgents used drones to drop around 50 bombs in 7 hours on a Meitei village. 2 people were killed and 10 injured in firing by suspected Kuki insurgents. Watch how Kuki insurgents bombed Meitei villages. The Manipur police reported that suspected Kuki militants used these high-tech devices to launch rocket-propelled grenades targeting both security forces and civilians.
We have got inputs from different sources and also highly placed sources in the Manipur police, and the Home Department has also confirmed that there have been a group of 100 to 150 Kuki militants suspected to be from the KNF who reportedly went to Myanmar in the month of March and April, and they underwent training in Myanmar where they were specifically trained on the use of drone to deploy bombs.
Sources say that the insurgent group behind the attack were trained in Myanmar by People's Defense Force and Jin National Front.
In the month of March and April, at least a group of 100 to 150 militants from Churachandpur and Kangpokpi areas of Manipur went to Myanmar, where they were trained by the People's Democratic Front or the People's Defense Force of Myanmar, and also the CNF. They were trained there particularly in the aspect of carrying out drone strikes.
Meanwhile, a foreign funding angle has also emerged, where sources say that Kuki organization was funded by US and UK frontal organizations. The group has now been banned by Manipur government. Are China and US and the West at large exploiting religious and ethnic fault lines in Manipur?